Hello, everybody, and welcome to Jointly Speaking. I'm Barbara Carley, your host, as usual, always here. Today, before I start my show, I would like to just mention something that kind of brings back some old memories, and that is the Holton High School, Danvers, Mass., class of 1956. It's when I graduated. I couldn't believe it. I got a letter the other day and they announced it, and it was 68 years since I've been out of high school. That scared the heck out of me. But I just want to say hello to everybody in Danvers for that. And I wish you all well. Hope you have a terrific time. Unfortunately, I'm not able to get there. So have a good time and we'll talk again, maybe, okay? Okay. Well, today I was trying to figure out what to talk about, and it's been kind of crazy around here. Getting a speaker or anybody for the last few months has been very hard. But with understanding, COVID really created a problem. But anyway, I'd like to talk to you just about things that you need to be aware of, okay? So what I always do, and this is going to sound really probably peculiar to most people, but when I wake up every morning, I don't get out of bed. I lay there for a few minutes and get acclimated, and I tell myself it's going to be a fantastic day or a terrific day, whatever you want to call it. And I find when I do that, it sets me in the mood for the day. Now, the reason I do it is because I usually have pain in the morning when I wake up. And I don't exactly like that. So I find that if I put my mind to thinking positive, it tends to help. And believe me, ladies and gentlemen, I've been doing this for probably 10 years, maybe longer, and it works for me. I don't even take pain medications, but it does help me. I get up out of bed, I start my day off, I have breakfast, and then if I got something I have to take care of, I take care of it, and I say, okay, it's done. I don't dwell on things. That's the one thing I've learned that you should not do. If you have an illness, if you dwell on something that's wrong or that you can't get taken care of, it tends to take a lot out of you, and it hangs around, and you just can't seem to get rid of it. So you'll have a lot of pain or discomfort, whatever you have with your illness. So I find that I deal with it the best that I can for that day. And like I'll say, okay, this is what we're going to do, and I'll do it. And then if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but I just ignore it and I move on to the next thing. I try to stay positive, because half the things that you do drag you down, I find. And I find if I'm happy, if I'm busy, then I don't have the time to sit here and think about, oh, gee, I hurt, oh, gee, because all I do is be in pain anyway. And I don't like that. I don't want to be in that pain. And so I don't do it. And believe it or not, I find it does work to a point. There are some days, I'll grant you, I may have pain that's excessive and I can't get through it. And that happens. But on most average days, I find I can control the pain myself. And I'm not taking pain things. I've had rheumatoid arthritis since I was 21 years old. So that's quite a while. And it's still fun. I won't say it is. And I've had 21 surgeries. I basically have had every joint in my body operated on. But that's okay. I'm terrific. I feel great. I do the radio show. That keeps me. That's the one thing I love. I have the radio show. I can do this and talk to you people and it keeps me motivated, keeps my energy level up, and that I love. I have to tell you, I absolutely love it. So think about that, when you have the pain in the morning and you wake up before you get out of bed. Just sit there and relax on your bed and say, hey, today's going to be a great day, and plan your day with fun things in it. That will help also. So that's something you can do. But I highly recommend it. Some other things I'd like to talk to you about today. Basically, I exercise every day. I do half of my exercises in the morning after breakfast, and then I do the other half in the evening right after supper. And I find that works for me. But usually you do 10 repetitions per exercise. So do them when you want to, when it's convenient for you. But I like doing half and half. I find it's just enough and it works well for me. And I enjoy it. The other thing I try to do, I try to keep my weight down because the more weight you have, the harder it is for you to get up and down out of chairs and move and walk. So if I can keep my weight low, which it is very low, it works well for me. And that's one thing you want to keep in mind. You don't want to gain weight. It's not good for you because it doesn't help you to get better. So think about that, okay? Okay. The other thing, couple of other things. Oh, I got plenty of things I could tell you about. But clothing. Clothing's a big problem for everybody, I think. Biggest problem is my shoes, so I have to wear loafers all the time. And that's fine. I don't mind. Slacks. I don't wear slacks with a zipper. Believe it or not, I buy hospital uniform pants. I love them. They're cotton. They wash beautifully. They don't look wrinkly. You can just wash them, dry them, and put them on. But they're convenient to get on. They're easy to get on because they tie. I buy the ones that tie at the waistline. There are some that are all elastic, so be careful about that. The elastic's hard to pull up. So get the kind that tie at the waistline. The hospital nurses' uniforms. They are terrific, and they work well. They're comfortable. And what I do, you can do a couple of things for me. You want to, you can cut them down and make them into Bermudas or shorts. You could do that if you wanted to. I haven't done that yet, but you could if you wanted to. And if you cut them, I would tell you this. Use pinking shears or have somebody do it for you. And don't hem them. They don't need it. I have cut slacks because they were too long, and I use pinking shears, and I find they don't fray. It's not, if you cut with regular scissors, your pants will fray. But I find with the pinking shears, they hold up beautifully and work well, and they don't create a problem. So I highly recommend that you do something like that and work that way. That would help you and make it easier for you. Plus, you don't have to hem them, which is great. I always try and buy things that are, convenient, things that button down the front, make it easier, or whatever. It depends on your situation. I'm not going to lie. That's, you have to buy what you need for your particular clothing situation, and that's fine. But there are so many things that you can do to make life easier for yourself during the day. I do that. One thing I plan to do in the daytime, if I'm going to go out, I don't go shopping per se, unless somebody's with me. They have to push me in a wheelchair. I can't do the walking. But if I'm just going to go out, say to lunch or something like that, I make sure in the morning I take it easy. I don't get overtired. And then I go to my lunch and I have a wonderful time. And then I can come home and then I can collapse if I want to. But I find I save my energy for those times when I'm going out. So I'd rather not do anything. I'd rather sit in a chair in the morning and do nothing and then go to lunch and have a great time and enjoy my meal. So think about that when you're going out, whether it's lunchtime, dinner time, even if you're going out in the evening, later in the evening, let's say 8 o'clock or something, make sure you rest before you go for, you know, be, after supper or maybe a couple of hours before supper because depending on whether you cook your dinner or make it or whatever, you don't want to be overextended. It can really do you in, and I mean that seriously. I've had this rheumatoid now for so many years, and I've learned that I plan my time. And you know what I find? It doesn't interfere with anybody either. When my children want to go somewhere, we plan it, and they come down, they get me, and off we go. And they don't care that I haven't, that I was sat down all morning and did nothing. They realize it makes me better with them when we go out in the afternoon. So it's well worth the effort if you can do it. So think about doing something like that. And your clothes and things like that. I think the hardest thing I have found, um, I lived in Massachusetts for my whole life when I was born and right up till a certain age. And then I decided I moved to Florida when I had my two children. I couldn't go out and play with them as much up in New England. So I went and I moved to Florida. And Christmas Day, we were out in the front yard playing when they were small, having a great time. I don't regret that because if I hadn't done that, I would have been stuck in the house. And they wouldn't have been able to go out because they were too small to go out at that time. But we managed, and they graduated high school and college and did everything. So it was well worth it for me to do something like that. But it depends on you, depends on how serious your illness is. And keep that in mind. Kind of anything you plan to do or want to do, plan by your illness, how it affects you, how long you hurt or whatever, and go by that and do it that way. I think you'll find it will work a lot better for you if you do something like that, because I know for me it does. And I do. I plan everything and organize it, and I work very hard at that. So that's another thing you can do. And let me see, what else is it? Cleaning your house, forget it. That's the one thing that's the biggest problem. But I found a girl who would come in, and really, basically, what she did for me was the vacuuming. Believe it or not, the vacuum cleaner, I just can't handle. It's too hard. And she took care of that and did that for me. I could dust a little bit here and there. And what I did is I took one room at a time. Well, not at a time, at a day, I should say. Like Monday, I might do the living room. Tuesday, I could do my bedroom. Wednesday, I could do the kitchen, things like that. And I found that worked for me because it just made it easier and I didn't hurt so much. And if I had company come in unexpectedly, my house was always clean. So that worked for me. Of course, when the girls got older, I loved it when they could do it. That made it even better. But anyway, so that works that way, as far as that goes. Don't try to clean your whole house in one day. It's ridiculous. You don't have to. So think about that, okay? Okay, now let's see, what else is there? One thing I work on, I start in August. You're not going to believe this one. I start writing Christmas cards. I have quite a few Christmas cards I like to write and send. And so I start my cards in August, and I have them all done by the end of September. They're all written, all addressed, and all I got to do is put a stamp on them. I have my return address on them, and all I do is put a stamp on them when it comes, November or December, and that works for me. I find it's easy. I also get the cards. I bought them in July, and I just do it. It just makes it easier for me. I don't know if they're last year's or this year's. I don't care. I know I didn't use them last year, so I figure I'm safe. But do something like that. I think you'll find that would help you a lot. Because you never know with Christmas who you have to do or don't do. So I love getting them done and addressed, and they're ready to go, and I don't have to worry about them until December, and then I put a stamp on them, and that takes care of that. All these things you can do early, and you can do your Christmas cards anywhere from September through November, actually. I just do it whenever I have a free day. I don't do them all. I start them. Let me put it that way. I started them yesterday, and I did about 15 of them yesterday, and that was as far as I got. I just put them in an envelope and left them. And I'll do more next week, whatever. And that's okay. But these are things that you can do to make your life a lot easier. You won't be upset. You won't be hurting, because you're doing it at your own pace and when you feel good, and you quit before you hurt. That's the key. Don't try, like the Christmas cards, don't try to complete them all at one time, because you're going to hurt writing your hands if you have trouble with your hands, or just sitting in a chair, depending what your situation is. And I just do a few every day, and I get them done when I get them done. And then I don't have to worry about it. So those are some things that you can do also. Shopping, I have somebody who shops for me. So I get my shopping list ahead of time and get that done. But that's nothing, that's easy. But you'd be surprised at what you can do if you plan. And the one thing I love to do is get up in the morning and say, oh, today's a great day. I'm going to have a good day today. I love saying that to myself every single morning, because for me, it starts my day off, and it makes my day go better. And I really believe that. So it's something to think about, and something you might want to think about possibly doing, as you go along, and having fun with it, because you'd be amazed. You can hurt so quickly. I don't drive anymore. I gave up my driver's license 2 years ago, but only because I found I don't like the traffic. Traffic has gotten terrible. So I just stopped driving. I don't want to drive anymore. I can drive. I'm quite capable, but I prefer not to. I got my mind and my facility. My legs and my arms work great. But no thank you. I don't like the traffic. Anyway, so that's kind of what I've been up to and what I've been doing. And some ideas for you, I hope, will help you. And one thing, if you're going out with somebody else in their car, I always check with them first and make sure I can get in and out of their car. I found, this is going to sound really peculiar, and I just realized this recently. If you have a step up to your car or your van or whatever you want to call it, I can't get in it. That van, I can't make the step. And if I try to stand next to the ground, if I'm on the ground and I'm trying to reach the car seat, I can't do it. I've got to have people help me. Basically, I need two people, front and back, to lift me up and put me in the car. And I never knew that until just recently when a friend of mine got a new car, and she got a step up to get into the car, and I couldn't do it. I was so surprised. I just was overwhelmed with it. But that's what happens. You never know. So it's something to think about, stay conscious of, and, just try to do well. Because I have a great life. I'm not young. I'm not going to say I am. But I have the radio show that I do. I don't get paid for it. I just do it. And I love that. But I have people I know here, I've met, and I socialize with, and I can go out when I want to in a van. There's a van that'll pick me up and take me out shopping or to the doctors if I need it. And that's great. So I'm quite happy, and I still got all my faculties. Thank God for that. But that's okay too. I think I'm going to be like my mother. My mother was 106, and she did not have Alzheimer's or anything. She was unbelievably. She was so alert. She was unbelievable. So hopefully I'll be like her, I hope. Wishful thinking anyway. But I stay positive, folks. Don't let anything get you down. I mean this, truly. You stay positive and happy. That's the one way you're going to get through whatever your illness is. And I mean that. You really will get through it. It'll be the best way. So think about all those things, and hopefully it'll give you something to think about and do. And I hope I helped you a little bit with ideas. And you guys have a great week coming up, or month, or whatever you're going to be doing. And I will talk with you later, but right now we're going to do some exercises. I think it's time. So, what we do is sit in a chair. Okay? All right, just get comfortable in the chair. Not too comfortable. I want you sitting up straight. Okay? Okay. Now let's start with your head. I want you to turn your head to the right, slowly, as far as you're able to, and then turn it back to the center and stop. Turn your head to the left and bring it back to the center and stop. Okay? Let's do that again. To the right, as far as you're comfortable. Bring it back to the center. Stop. Go to the left. Come back to the center and stop. Okay, I'm only going to do it 2 times today, so just so you'll get the feeling for it, okay? Okay. Then I want you to take your left arm, and I want you to raise it up in front of you, straight up if you can, very slowly. Always slow up and down, okay? Now, and once you get it up as far as it'll go, bring it back down. Okay? Now, take your left arm again, raise it up as far as you can, and then lower it back down slowly. Okay? Very good. Now, let's go to the right arm. Take your right arm, straighten it out beside your body, and raise it up straight in front of you as far as you can. And then when you're ready, lower it back down. Good. Okay. And let's do that one more time. Raise that right arm straight up as far as you can comfortably. And then bring it back down slowly. Okay? Okay, that's great. That's great. Now let's take and sit up. Sit up and pull yourself. I don't want you to fall off the chair, but bring yourself away from the back of the chair, just about a couple of inches. Just move your back off. Then I want you to turn your upper torso from your waist up to the left. Turn it to the left. Bring it back to the center. Turn it to the right. And bring it back to the center. Okay? Okay, let's try that again. Go to the left with the upper torso, your waistline up, and then bring it back to the center and stop. Then turn it to the right and bring it back to the center when you're ready. Okay? Okay. Those are some good things that you can do. And you should do them 10 times a day. I do mine 5 in the morning and 5 at night as a rule. That's my usual time to do. And I find it works. I do them after breakfast and after dinner. 5 times each exercise. And that gets 10 in for me for the day. And I don't get exhausted in the morning doing them all at one time. So that helps. And that's what you want to keep in mind too. Okay? Okay. Okay, now let's take our feet. Put your feet flat on the floor. And I want you just to raise your toes up. You'll have your shoes, I'll imagine, on. And then bring them flat down again. Just bring them up slowly. Once. Bring those toes, both feet, your foot is moving basically from your pinky toes to your ankle. And that's it. You keep your heel on the floor. There you go. Okay, let's try it one more time. Bring them up. And bring them back down. Okay. Then I want you to take your right leg and straighten it out in front of you. And then bring it back down again. Okay? Okay, straight out. And bring it back down to the floor. Very good. Okay, let's try it one more time. Bring your right leg straight out. And then very slowly bring it back down on the floor. Okay? Okay. All right, let's do the left leg. Take your left leg. Pull it up, straighten it out, and bring it back down. Very good. Very, very good. One more time. Bring your left leg out, straight up the air, as far as, comfortably, and then bend it back down. What you're doing is you're bending that knee and keeping it flexing. And you're keeping your toes and your ankle moving. And what you can do is when you're in bed, you can lift your whole leg up. You can't do it in the chair because it wouldn't be good. But if you're laying in bed, raise your leg up, your whole leg up, and then bring it back down and do that 10 times also. Okay? And that'll be good for you. Okay. And then there are exercises you can do with your fingers. Open your hand, let your hand stay wide open, flat, so it would lay flat. And then take your first finger and meet your thumb and lift it up. Take the next finger, meet your thumb, and open it up again. Do the third finger, and touch your thumb and straighten it out again. And then do your baby finger and straighten that out again. And that's what you want to do. So try that now, okay? So on your right hand, the thumb and the index finger. Make a circle. Very good. Next finger, bring it down, make a circle, straighten it back up. Third finger, bring it down, touch your thumb, make your your circle. You won't make them perfect, believe me. And then your baby finger, bring that down and touch your thumb and lift it up, okay? And then do the same thing with your left hand. Take it down, touch your index finger, and open it up. Touch your second finger, make a circle with your thumb, and lift it up. Open it up. Third finger, bring it down, touch your thumb, lift it up. And your fourth finger, bring it down. I know I'm probably going a little too fast for you, I don't mean to, but and then do it, because I'm not getting that fast either. So, and then you do the fourth finger, do it that way. And those are your exercises. So you can figure out when to do them. Do them 10 times a day. I highly recommend that. Any doctor would tell you 10 times a day to get the benefit. And just do them, like I said, I like doing half in the morning and half at night. It works for me. I don't get overtired in the morning from doing too many. And get up in the morning and remember, it's going to be a great day tomorrow, okay? Okay. Well, I've got to close off early today, unfortunately. I have to go somewhere, appointment. But I just want to wish you all a very happy September. Have a great one and enjoy it. And to all the graduates in Danvers, Mass, on their 68th reunion, happy reunion, good luck. And I will see you all next month, okay? Thank you very much. Take care. Love you all.